You know, less than a week ago, I was sitting down here and talking about how, I can't defend Kenny Pickett anymore and how, a lot of his play style just doesn't, spur me in the direction of him being the franchise quarterback and him being the quarterback going forward for us. But while I can't say that his performance on Thursday night was great, and I can't even really say that it's good, I will say that it is a winning effort, and it did restore a little bit more faith in me seeing what he's capable of doing when the chips are down. I just wish he'd be more consistent with it. And I'm also going to get on to Joey Porter Jr., who made his first full-time start in the league. Good Saturday, early morning, everybody. I am Mac, back with another video. And this is Victory Saturday for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just a couple of things I want to talk about with our 20-16 win over the Tennessee Titans on Thursday. And always, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. So obviously, less than a week ago after we lost to Jacksonville, I was heavily critical of Kenny Pickett, and I may have said some things in that video were a little harsh. But, you got to know that in that particular moment, I was speaking from my mind, a little bit out of frustration as well. But am I going to sit down here and apologize for what I said? No, I'm not. Because I will never apologize for my reactions in a given moment. It's just heat of the moment, something that you can't, something, it's just something, once it's out there, it's out there, so it's like, oh, you didn't understand me when I said, no, okay, I'm not going to do that. But seeing how the offense was on Thursday, where Matt Canada's offense looked really good, actually, believe it or not. And like I said at the beginning, can I call Kenny Pickett's performance Thursday good? Not really. Because on paper, you look at it, 19 of 30, $167, and he had a touchdown pass. It doesn't look great, But here's where the stats are skewed. And, I'm not a statistical person so much as the rest of the NFL fans are nowadays. I always argue that stats are skewed. And Thursday's a good example of it, Yeah, he only had one touchdown pass. And yeah, he only had 19 completions and 167 yards passing. But a lot of that has to do with just the fact that the offense just was not able to finish drives. And Kenny Pickett was not the whole reason for it, but he was a part of it because, again, there were missed throws, there were some underthrows, and, he was missing some guys once again, like I said, with Connor Hayward and Allen Robinson. But then the fourth quarter comes. And for the life of me, man, I have no clue why he can't do this all game. And look, I'm not sitting down here saying I want Kenny Pickett to be like Patrick Mahomes. I'd love it if he was like Patrick Mahomes, don't get me wrong, but I'm not saying he needs to be Patrick Mahomes, or he needs to be Josh Allen, or he needs to be Joe Burrow, or Lamar Jackson, or Jalen Hurts, or whoever. You get it. I'm not even going to say he needs to be like Big Ben. But what I am saying with Kenny Pickett is that I expect him to be the best possible quarterback that he can possibly be. And I think Thursday may have been a step in the right direction, because this is, you look at his fourth quarter stuff and it's like you're watching a completely different quarterback. And again, I don't know why he can't do this all game. Do you know he has a 129.7 QBR rating in the fourth quarter for his career? And this is now his 7th game-winning drive and or fourth quarter comeback in his career. He already has 7 of them. Big Ben, for reference, is top 3 all time in that category, and he was in the league for almost 20 years. And when Kenny Pickett was asked about Matt Canada for Thursday, he said, when Matt Canada was on the sidelines, he says that it wasn't his idea, but it certainly helped that Canada was there on the sidelines. And, you know, if Matt Canada has to be on the sidelines to help out Kenny Pickett for him to be the best QB that he can possibly be, hey, I'm all for it. I will sit down here and acknowledge and encourage anything, and I do mean anything possible, to make Kenny Pickett the best quarterback that he can possibly be. And like I said last week, or Monday, you can definitely tell that the stuff that happens to him and the bad things that he does, it's not for lack of effort. Because the effort is there. The talent is there. And this is the reason that I get on him the way that I do, and the reason I keep saying, you know, I'm not holding his hand anymore. I'm not saying, you know, he's just a young quarterback anymore. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not giving him the training wheel routine anymore. As far as I'm concerned, he's the quarterback of this franchise going forward, and he has a lot of time, you know, to develop. But at the same time, it's like he's had more than enough time to develop as well. He's had over a year to learn Matt Canada's offense alone. But what I am saying about Kenny Pickett is that, like I said, I can't call his performance Thursday night good, but I will call it a winning effort. Fourth quarter comes, he's taking shots down the field, he's connecting with Deontay Johnson, he is trying so hard to make these great passes to George Pickens in the back right corner of the end zone, and Pickens had it until his toe dragged out of bounds at the last moment. You see Kenny Pickett being a little bit more decisive in the pocket, not overthinking things. Like, you see, this is the Kenny Pickett that I saw and that I was high on towards the end of last year when we had all those game-winning drives. I saw a confident young guy who was in the pocket trying to make plays and trying to show that he can have that clutch gene in him. And he most certainly did Thursday night. His 7th game-winning drive. What was it that I said all year last year about Kenny Pickett? Does he have the it factor? And this is what? The 2nd game-winning drive that he's had this year? Maybe he does have it, and maybe I just, you know, threw in the towel a little bit too early with him. I don't know. But I see a guy who is definitely going out there and certainly giving it his all. But like I said, I just want him to be more consistent with it. And that starts with him. It starts with his decision making. It starts with him reading defenses better. And it starts with him being more decisive and finding that guy that he can connect with on the offense. And recently, it's been Deontay Johnson. We know the Pickett to Pickens connections is a fan favorite here. And I'm not going to dive too much into what George Pickens did on Friday. That's another topic for later. But you can tell, like I said, it's not for lack of effort. his skills are definitely good enough to be a starting quarterback. And that's why I'm tough on him. That's why I'm hard on him. Okay? It's not because I don't like him. I do like him. But I'm tough on him because he's the quarterback. Okay? The quarterback is by far and away the most celebrated position in the NFL. And I'll even go as far as saying all sports. So, obviously, a lot of eyes are going to be on the quarterback. All right? And my eyes are on Kenny Pickett as well. When he has a bad game, I'm going to say he had a bad game and he played terrible. But when he has a good game, or when he does something that benefits the team or wins the game for the team, I'm going to come on here and do that as well. And you might be thinking, well, you didn't do that with Big Ben. I absolutely did that with Big Ben. Nobody's safe on this team. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're TJ. I don't care if you're Highsmith. I don't care if you're Warren. I don't care if you're Nick Herbig. I don't care if you're Keanu Benton. I don't care if you're Minka. I don't give a crap who you are. Nobody is safe on this team from me saying, hey, buddy, you had a terrible game today. You had a lousy game today. You got to do better. Okay? And I will always come on here and give you your flowers when it's due. But you gotta earn it to make me say that. And Kenny Pickett, while it wasn't earth-shattering, while it wasn't elite, it was clutch. And that's why he gets credit from me. So Ken, great job. Keep it up. Please. Make me eat my words. Like I said last Monday, I want to come back to that video a couple months. And I want to see comments in that video saying that say stuff like, wow, look at this guy. He gave up on Kenny Pickett too early. Maybe a couple years down the road. And that video's blowing up and everyone's saying, oh man, this guy gave up on Kenny Pickett because he had a bad game against Jacksonville. Oh, he gave up on Kenny Pickett. He doubted him. And now Kenny Pickett's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I hope to God I'm wrong about that video. I hope I am wrong about it. And Thursday was a good step in the right direction with that game-winning drive. It's just those things that he really needs to fix up on. Now let's talk about Joey Porter Jr. a little bit because honestly I'm tired and I just want to go to bed. But let's talk about Joey Porter Jr. I am not going to sit down here and I'm not going to sit down here and kill him, but I'm also not going to sit down here and sugarcoat anything, okay? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and I'm being fair with him because he's a rookie. And because obviously he's Joey Porter's Joey Porter's son, who's a fan favorite with Steeler fans. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. What do I think of his first full start at corner? He did okay. He did good. He didn't do amazing. He didn't do terrible. I thought he did good. You know, I loved how he was on DeAndre Hopkins all night. I thought he covered him up real well. He only allowed D-Hop with 1 reception on 7 targets, I believe. And that included in the entire second half where D-Hop didn't have a single reception in the second half. He was making play after play. And overall, he's living up to that ball-hawking, great man-to-man coverage kind of corner that he's hyped up to be with Steeler fans. But there's a couple of things that he needs to fix up on. There's a couple of things that he needs to work on. And I know, like I said, I'm not going to sit down here and kill the kid because he's a rookie and because he has a lot of time to learn. Number one, you got to lay off the penalties, dude. Plain and simple. These penalties cannot happen. He had 2 penalties on one play, and then he had like 3 other really bad penalties as well. Like I said, I'm not going to holler at you, bro. I'm not going to kill you for it. I understand you're a rookie, but the penalties have to stop. All right? I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, but the penalties have to stop. I'm just jutting it down to rookie mistakes. I'm giving him pretty much the same treatment that I gave Kenny Pickett last year. Let the kid learn. Let him make his rookie mistakes. Let him just learn how to play corner and just let him evolve. And secondly, his tackling wasn't really ideal either. The guy needs to learn how to tackle a little bit better. He needs to be more aggressive. And hey, that is a very good problem to have, in my honest opinion, for JPJ. Why is that? Who's his dad? Joey Porter Sr., a linebacker. A former linebacker for the Steelers, who was the all-time sack leader for the Steelers up until 2016 when James Harrison broke it, and then obviously TJ broke it in week 2. But this is a golden opportunity for JPJ to learn how to tackle better and to learn how to be more physical. Because, yeah, his tackles seemed a little bit kind of soft to me. Again, I'm just jutting it down to like a rookie just trying to learn his position and trying to learn the feel for the game. But you can just tell that this guy has a lot of talent to offer. He's a young kid, and I'm very excited to see him. We know he can come up with turnovers. We know that he's great with the man-on-man coverage. We know he's great at that. It's just those couple of things that he needs to clean up on, and I think this guy is set. These are 2 young players with this team that I have a lot of expectations for. 2 fan favorites with the team right now, and I think I can say that for the majority of Steeler fans when I say the sky's the limit for both these kids. And it's up to them to be the best version of themselves possible. Like I said, I ain't expecting Kenny Pickett to be Tom Brady. And likewise, I'm not expecting JPJ to be primetime. I am expecting them to be the best versions of themselves possible. So, gentlemen, yinz got your work cut out for you. Make us proud. Let me know what yinz think down in the comments below. This was my Victory Saturday. I am Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.